Met officers were reinstated amid cannabis stop and search controversy. In a significant ruling, 2 former Metropolitan Police officers, Jonathan Clapham and Sam Franks, I love that they included their names, have been reinstated and awarded back pay following an appeal. The officers were initially accused of lying about smelling cannabis during a stop and search involving Black athletes Bianca Williams and Ricardo dos Santos. The Police Appeals Tribunal criticized the earlier disciplinary panel's decision as irrational and inconsistent. The incident, which occurred in July 2020 while Williams and Dos Santos were driving home with their infant son, sparked allegations of racial profiling within the Met Police. Following the appeal, senior voices have come forward to emphasize the integrity and dedication of the officers, highlighting the ongoing concerns surrounding racial bias in policing. So much to do about nothing, and there's proof again that driving while Black is dangerous, even with your infant child in the car. I think this is a disgusting ruling. Shame on this tribunal. Shame on whoever reinstated and paid these jackasses. I have definitely been involved in a racial bias case against the LAPD, which, by the way, is scary as shit. We went through a large 4.5-hour mediation, which is part of their internal affairs investigation process, at which point they said that I thought my lips had always been this big. If you're Black, you understand why that's fucking offensive, but all right. And nothing has come of that. They sent me a nice little letter thanking me for participating in their process, and we are continuing to see, not just in this country, this story is out of the UK, that it is not safe, it is not fair out here, and honestly, until we have some accountability for these police officers, they will continue to abuse their power. So I'm going to throw it back to you guys, but I told you this was not a happy story. I read it this morning at 3 a.m., threw it in the chat, because that is obviously something that we need to be calling constant attention to.
I got a quick question for you, Jenny. In light of this story, how do you feel about Don the Con's statement that he is going to institute national stop and frisk policy using the Homeland Security Police in all of the United States?
Oh boy, the only thing I want to frisk is you, Mathieu St. Germain.
Right, but instead of deflecting, let's talk about, if you're already worried about driving while Black, do you think it's a good idea to have federal police in all 50 states of the Union able to pull you over at a minute's notice and search you and your car, even though you've committed no crimes, which is a violation of the Constitution?
No, I surely do not, Matthew. And you threw it back to Don Trump real quickly. But I mean, hey, shit, maybe you'll be worried about.
It's just something
I
he's
agree.
been talking about literally every week.
I agree, and I do not agree with that policy. We've been over it. I don't agree with everything that comes out of that man's. I'm not Jason Beck. I'm not behind him kissing the robe, right? So I don't agree with all of his policies. No, absolutely I don't. But I mean, I guess that would make you now concerned to be driving while white too, huh?
I'm against national stop and frisk, and I stand with my brown brothers and sisters in their protection from the police. I think the police should be abolished and reformed. The police were actually invented in the United States to capture runaway slaves.
They were the runaway slave police, absolutely.
When people say that the police are aberrant or are not actually performing their duties, I say no, they in fact are doing exactly what they were designed to.
Yep.
That's why they need to be abolished and reformed. It's like the sheriff is doing exactly what they were supposed to do, because the sheriff was invented after the theft of the commons by the aristocracy in Europe, enforced property rights of the landed against the serfs and the landless like ourselves. So I actually think that the police and the sheriff should be disbanded, and some other sort of community forward programs be reinstated. I do think that we do need some sort of folks who are armed and ready to protect those of us who cannot protect themselves.
So you're advocating Mathieu St. Germain basically for militias then?
No, from our community.
I'm not advocating for militias. I'm
hearing.
Advocating for the formation of a new community service program.
I'm all about police reform and police re-education and whatnot. But as far as far as all that extraness, no.
We can't even fucking get police accountability right now.
I'm for police accountability too.
If you really are for a police accountability, then how can you be for this man that you champion every damn show when he wants to give full?
Hold on, one at a time. Rico's been talking.
If Donald Trump wants to give full immunity to cops from prosecution, like how can you say that you're for police accountability? There's a real question.
Yes, correct.
I hope that's a question for Jason, because as we just discussed, I don't agree with that opinion.
I'm asking Jason. Yeah, I'm asking Jason.
Okay, all right. I was like, hold on.
So what are you asking me, Rico?
if you are for police accountability, like how can you be for your law and order former president who's saying that he wants to free all police officers from prosecution?
Well, see, I think that's a big case of people not understanding. Trump.
No,
they don't understand. No, slow down. You asked me the question. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain it to you.
Okay.
He's for criminal justice reform. He's for police accountability. And he wants to set policies in place so that police can make sure that they're able to stop crime in communities against people. That's basically what it boils down to.
No, it's not.
This is the biggest issue with most voters who
stuff.
share Jason's perspective. Is instead of listening to what Trump says in the history of the GOP and their overtly racist authoritarian tactics, take what he says and you filter it through this wish filter of, no, he's
not a
police
wish
accountability.
filter, bro. It's
he's
called
going to get
reality.
police accountability by giving them all complete immunity. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things I think we all need to do is stop and realize that both the DNC and the GOP are using othering and fear and propaganda to insert memes into people's brains to get them to make reflexive, anti-logical choices and statements that cause these same people to have control of our minds and our bodies and get us to vote against our own interests.
Democrats
cannot have police accountability and total police immunity. Those two things do not actually work together. In order to have police accountability, you cannot have immunity. If you have complete immunity, there is no accountability.
It's kind of it's kind of like communism and fascism, right? Like,
sorry, Rico.
Oh, boy.
It's kind of like communism and fascism. You can't be can't be both of them. But if you say enough of these triggering words, it's going to click because he speaks abstractly, and you have to. He plays 4D chess, so you have to just believe in the vibrations that he's giving off, and you know what?
Yeah, you know
make
what we
America
need to do?
great again.
You know what we need to do? That's a perfect way. We need to
discuss the story I just reported on.
No, we need to transition over, Rico. We need to go.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, Jason is pro transitions now. So.
Oh boy.
Well, we're not really transitioning because we're just giving Mathieu St. Germain the stool a little bit longer.
Thank you, him, and
give me the stool, but put 2 phone bucks on it, you guys, because I can barely reach the counter.
We know.
Up next is none other than
you can take him off the shelf, Jenny Beth.
The interdimensional space lord, the time traveling.
He's heavier than Yarrow.
The time traveling.
He always works out.